Having a good day?
What happened? Something happened?
You probably know better than we will.
We'll announce when everything is, when all the kids have announced next week, when we get the entire class in, then we'll go through it.
You have a comment on the Joe Pa situation?
I don't know enough about it. I traveled yesterday, so I wasn't even in front of the TV. Yesterday night, and then I didn't get home till 11. And I got up this morning, did my thing, and I went home, looked at the news, and I fell asleep. I woke up and I'm hearing everybody saying he got fired. I don't know.
Cal, what you always say you're going to look at a film and look back, and then you'll find things to go over. You won by 85. What did you find that you could tell those guys?
We started right. We didn't start shooting all threes, which we did the game before. The intensity level as a team defense was terrific, and we ran wide, which made the game easier. When we did have opportunities to execute, we did. Went to the bench, guys did their thing. And I told them, I mean, it's hard being up 60 and continuing to play, like second half. And it's hard. I mean, and they played. And even in the end, with 7 minutes to go or so, we put in Sammy and Brian, and neither one of those guys really practices in practice, let alone to get there and have to play 7 minutes. So, but there were things that we were highlights, not a big thing. I mean, we showed them four or 5 minutes of offense, 4 or 5 minutes of defense, some hustle plays, and tried to just encourage them. This is what it looks like,
Considering it's early November, it's not February, March, are you happy with where you've gone so far, even though you've got a long way to go?
No, I'm fine with where we are. It's that who we're going to have to play. And everybody doesn't want to accept when I said it's going to be hard. We just talked today. What if we want to massage the ball? We haven't done it yet. What do we do late shot clock if it's winding down? How do we get a three? I mean, we just put in out of bounds plays. Other teams are way, way ahead of us. Way ahead of us. And I'm still sticking by there's 60, 70, 80 teams that could beat us. Now, I will say this. The way we played against Morehouse, it'd be hard for them, but because it wasn't just Morehouse, it's how we played. It wasn't what they did to us, it's how we played.
I imagine now you have a really good handle on sort of the progress timetable for these freshman point guards. Where is Marcus on that
Until we're in a big-time game and the game's in the line and he gets the ball and how he reacts, it's too early to tell. What I said to him last game is he was really unselfish. He didn't take a shot for the longest time in the game. And then the shots he took were either wide-open jumpers or he just attacked the rim. Again, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, and I only played him 17 minutes. So he's doing fine. He and Michael and Anthony, Kyle Wilshire, you saw that skill set we've seen. But we're trying to define his game a little bit to eliminate some of the stuff. Just do these things. You're great at these things, and so.
No major alarms have gone off then with him with his development. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so excited. I just told him anytime he catches it in the post, hook him, catch it in the post, left or right, hook.
Sorry, I meant
and
Teague.
running hook.
I meant Teague. No alarms in Teague's development. Nothing. No
good.
Holes in the game.
No, he's good. You just need that guy to be unselfish for our team to be unselfish. He's been unselfish.
When you look at Marcus compared to John and Brandon in that unselfishness department this early, where does he stack up?
Well, he's ahead, but he was more of a classic point guard coming in. But those guys scored a lot of points in high school. He did. I talked to his team yesterday in front of him, and I just said, how many did you average in high school? 25, 27? And that's when you couldn't make a jump shot. So there were some 35s and 30, just like Brandon and just like John Wall. And yesterday he starts the first 7, 8 minutes of the game, doesn't even look at the rim because they were trying to stop him from getting to the basket. So he's done what the team needs him to do. On top of it, he defends on the ball. Dwayne, who I don't think knows anything about basketball, but Dwayne said to me that he thought this team defends better than that team 2 years ago. And I said, well, how can you say that being one of those that don't know anything about basketball? He just said, you know what, you pressure on the ball, everybody's getting after it. You didn't have one guy DeMarcus at times, you know, and even John would stop playing. And so, you know, he looked at it and said, we may be better at this point. But we were physical. We had a toughness. Now, can Terrence and Michael give us the toughness that those other guys gave? Because it wasn't like it was 9 tough guys. It was those two. You know, you had Patrick was just a beast, and then, you know, whoever was in there at center was a beast.
John, where are things standing with Stacy's situation? Any change and stuff?
No, I mean, because I was out of town, I didn't get to spend any time with him, and I did not see him today. But we'll, you know, he and I will sit down the next day or so. I wanted him to take time. You know, you want every player to stay and fight through it and learn not to run. You want him to, you know, do that. But if a young man doesn't think his opportunity's here, they all want to play, and I will support him. You know, I'm disappointed that if he chooses to do that, but he's a great kid. He's a great kid, and I think he's a terrific basketball player.
John, why is it tough for young players to learn spacing to stay as wide as you like them to be?
Because this in the 70s, it was motion offense. And everybody coached that way, and all of you played that way. 5 passes before we shoot. Set those screens, no! And each time you moved the ball and each time you cut, the defense got closer and closer and closer to the basket. You didn't screen and pop way out. You screened, and all of a sudden you had 10 guys within 15 feet of the basket. And that's how everybody grew up. So to teach them to play this wide, to stay this wide, yet run downhill so you can attack that rim, it's all brand new to them.
What's Marist going to try to do?
I don't know. I just watched a little bit of tape. They run good stuff. He's running some of the dribble drive stuff. Chucky Martin coached with me at Memphis. They play some zone, some man. He's a terrific coach. He took over a situation which is hard when you lose like 7, 8 guys from the year before, and you try to bring in guys and plug holes, and you get behind, and this kid gets hurt, and this kid not making it, and all of a sudden you're in that situation. Well, my hope is this is his breakout year because he's got a good job and it's a great program. It's always been one of those programs.
Will the zone defense experiment continue?
It might. It might. We worked on it 2 days ago. We'll spend some time today. You know, if I want to go to that big lineup, it's maybe what we do. I like the big lineup. Terrence at 3, and you know, you had him at 3, and then you had Michael at 2. I mean, that's big. That's a big, big team.
With that team, you create a lot of mismatches. How hard is it, though, as a coach, you don't really have roles for these guys because they make kind of mismatch for everybody else. How hard is it for you to kind of put them in the places they need to be?
Well, we'd only run a few things. We'd run in transition, and then there'd be 2 or 3 things with that team out. Here's how we're playing. That's it. I like what they did. They went pick and roll. They did it on their own with Duran. Duran layup, dunk, and so that may be you run in transition to score and post. You know, you move the ball, you go into a pick and roll. I don't know yet, to be honest. That's what they did, and it didn't look bad. But that, again, was against a Division II team, so let's see us do it against the top 10 team and see how they play.
John,